and it started out that we go out and collect them to try to keep the population down. Now they've destroyed the population in Sweetwater, and they're importing snakes so they can hunt a rattlesnake roundup. Most of them come from South Texas. The big rattlesnake roundup down there before this one, and then they'll get those snakes and they take them around to all the rattlesnake roundups. So, and they kill them off and skin them and preserve the heads and make billfolds out of the skins and stuff. Well, it's run by a bunch of people with egos, and they think it's cool to get in with a bunch of snakes and kick them around, to me it's kind of weird because there's people watching people being cruel to animals, and they're paying to do it. They pay like $6 a head to get in these. Well, that's what the fee was 3 or 4 years ago. It's probably more now, to get in to watch this show of cruelty. Actually, it's just these guys walk around with big boots on and kick them and make them strike and all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then they milk them.
They milk them?
Yeah, they take the venom, and they say they're doing it for medical purposes, but they're not. The venom is contaminated, so it's just a show. They're egomaniacs. They have this thing they call a sacking contest to see how many rattlesnakes they can put in a sack in a minute, and usually somewhere along the line somebody gets bit. I'm always for the snake. Yeah, get them, boys. No, it's an ego thing, and it's a money making thing, and that's all it is. And a lot of snakes die because of it. I always tell everybody I'm for puppy roundups. You take puppies and put them in a pen and kick them and see how loud you can make them yelp, and cut their heads off in front of the public and skin them and fry them up and feed them to them, and cut their tails and their feet off and sell them as key fobs. And people go, "Those are puppies," and I says, "Yeah, and they're not natural. And these rattlesnakes are, and you ended up, killing off part of our environment." And in South Texas, some of the ranchers stopped from letting them come on the property and collect snakes because they were killing enough snakes off that the rat population, pack rat population, was getting so high that they would eat the wiring out of their cars. You park a vehicle for a week or two, and next thing come back and it won't start. They raise the hood and they got a pack rat nest on top of the engine and no wiring. So they serve their purpose. The problem, I think, is they take it and they used to skin them in front of the public, chop their heads off and skin them, and they're still moving. And they actually do that behind a screen now so the public can't see it. And there was a teacher who was known for the fastest rattlesnake skinner. She was out of Abilene. And then they take the Boy Scouts up there and tell them this is a good thing to do. So it's the wrong type of education. So, but these things actually, and I was telling this lady this after her husband walked in and said, "I kill every rattlesnake I see." And I don't argue with people. I mean, you can't change people's minds very easy. And she started asking me questions, and I was telling them that they mother their young. Young will stay with them 10 to 12 days, but they shed their skins and then disperse. They'll go up to 50 yards away from mom and spend up to 2 years there before they go on out as adults. Usually they're monogamous. Male will stay with the same female for years. And I was telling him all this, and telling her all this, and when he walked out of here, he goes, "I'll never kill another rattlesnake." So put a little human factor into them, and people's attitudes change. But some people are just, I call it ignorant. They don't want to learn. They don't care to learn. And these people always want to come in here and tell me their kill stories. And I'm kind of mean. This lady came in one day and goes, I was a teacher and I just retired, and I had a snake in my classroom and blah blah blah. I really like snakes, and her husband was here, and he didn't go in. She went in, and he's standing here and he goes, "We used to have a rattlesnake problem on our ranch." And I said, "Really?" I said, "I don't believe so." And he went, "Well, yeah, we did." And I said, "No, the snakes had a human problem." And then he started telling me, "Oh, we killed." And I said, "You know what? This is an educational exhibit, and I don't want to hear the kill stories you have to tell." And he got out and went in his car, and he had a black pickup, and it was in July. So I came in here and talked to his wife for 45 minutes. So he sat out in the hot car. So, it's just, and it's all ignorance. People don't have any, or do they want it? They want to just go to the snake roundup with signs going, just like all the other protesters in the world. Well, there's no way to really control it with people. The reason the state never did anything about the rattlesnakes is because of the money involved. It's all about money. And anyway, and they started trying to put all these rules on us, but the thing that actually kept them off our backs was the rattlesnake roundup. And so, and I can't even keep up with all the rules. They change everything every year. It's crazy. And they ought to just take it and just forget about it, because they were like, you got to have this permit to do this and this permit to do that, and blah 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 blah. Or I could sell one rattlesnake, so it's a seller's permit. Now, if somebody to sell me a rattlesnake and a rattlesnake roundup, they have to have a collection permit that they have to buy to sell the snakes. And it's just, and nobody can control it anyway. It's just laws that mean nothing, and will continue to mean nothing. And we're trying to get them all. Just they're not making any money off of it, and then that's a good reason that they'll get rid of it. So as long as they don't make money off of it, they don't need it. So, but yeah, we had a big fight about 15 years ago over all this. And this guy that was against us, he walked up to us and said, or make laws against something that you don't agree with as an individual. And we're a group. That's very calculated when you're fencing. They do the same thing. They'll get up and try to feint somebody into moving the wrong way. Where they can throw them.
Oh, yeah.
And they throw it. They're very. A lot of strength goes into it. It's not a. But the rest of it's kind of a dance until they make their move. Moist paper towel. Let them soften up.
Okay.
And then you can put them in alcohol so they won't cut.